Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Nothing to See Here podcast. Hi, it's Frankie.
It's Hannah.
So I just got back from California.
How was it?
It was great. I saw a great BTS concert. And the songs that they played were dope and Blood, Sweat, and Tears, like extra songs. So that was awesome. A lot of fun. San Francisco was nice. It was a lot warmer there. Not like a lot warmer, but like warmer. I will say we
It's
went
still
to.
winter here in PA, so.
Yeah.
What do you mean? It was like 90 degrees today.
Okay, yeah, but up until yesterday, it was still winter.
I mean it was very nice. San Francisco is very pretty. I went to like a Japanese, Chinese, and Korean beauty place. That was really fun. We went to the Palisades. We went to Golden Gate Park. We did a lot of yummy food. Probably the best Korean barbecue I've ever had. Yeah, I mean the BTS concert was fucking amazing. We decided to go to the Oakland Zoo because on Reddit, because I wanted to go to a zoo in general, and I was like, the San Francisco Zoo. I guess Reddit said that the Oakland Zoo is better. We went to the Oakland Zoo. Boy, let me tell you, I, you know, I'd like to think that we have a very nice zoo here in Pittsburgh.
It's a
I've
fine zoo.
never been to a different zoo.
Yeah, me either, so.
Guys, there was like 20 animals at the zoo. I think we saw like maybe 8.
8 out of 20, that's not good. That's not even half.
That's not good. No, it was not. I mean, it was like a beautiful, like there was a sky gondola thing, so like that was cool. But I think Pittsburgh kind of kicks Oakland Zoo's ass. And I'll stand by that.
Have you seen the baby lion
Of
at the
course.
Pittsburgh Zoo?
Of course.
Did you hear about the big trade, though?
What? What
The
trade?
big Pittsburgh Zoo trade.
What trade?
So we got fleeced in the online when it happened. Everyone that I follow who was like a sports account was talking about how Pittsburgh got joking that Pittsburgh got fleeced in the trade. We traded. Boston is receiving a gorilla named Frankie, a younger gorilla named Frankie, and we will be receiving a silverback gorilla named Little Joe.
Okay.
So that's the trade.
We got fleas.
We got fleeced. No, we got fleeced. People were making jokes about how they got the younger gorilla, and we got a 33-year-old gorilla. They got a 7-year-old gorilla, and we got a 33-year-old silverback.
Oh, I gotcha.
People were joking how the Pittsburgh Zoo is in win now mode.
Oh, I thought you said they got fleas. And I was
No,
like,
we got
well,
fleeced.
that's not good.
I thought you were about to be like, we got an anteater in return.
That would be horrible. The actual reason for the exchange is they want Frankie to join a bachelor group before he reaches mating age and to increase genetic diversity across the zoos. They're sending him to Boston, and we get a Little Joe.
And we still don't have a new snow leopard.
No, but we got Little Joe. What do you mean? What do you mean? We got Little Joe.
Hannah loves snow leopards, Frankie.
I get that, but I also love gorillas.
I don't even step foot near the monkey house at the zoo. I've been too traumatized.
Yeah, Hannah doesn't like the monkeys. Look,
I love the monkeys.
I think monkeys are cool. Like I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh man, like they're cool. Some of the times they're a little too human for my liking. And it just reminds me that we've stemmed from them. And that I could be.
We didn't stem from them. We had a common ancestor.
Yeah, I could have been picking bugs out of you and Hannah's hair.
You could still do that. I wouldn't recommend it. It's a little weird if you start doing that to other humans.
I don't want to do that. I'm just saying I could have done that.
Have you guys seen the videos online? I forget where this animal is from, but there's an orangutan, and if you go up to her, she will make you empty your whole bag out.
Ow. Like, does she pull a gun out? And
No, she's just like...
She gets excited.
She's like, show me what's in the bag. Show me everything.
I've not seen this orangutan. You'll have to send me a video.
I'll see if I can find one. I forget what zoo she's at.
Okay.
She
I have
also
to.
really loves babies. Like, she gets excited when, like, someone comes up and shows her a baby, or if women show her, like, their nails freshly done.
Oh, you would love that. The
Yeah,
orangutan
no,
would love
she's a
you.
lot of fun. I think that's a gorilla that Hannah would actually like.
She is an
Orangutan,
orangutan.
Orangutan,
different
monkey.
animal.
But
Different
yeah,
animal.
I think I could vibe with her. I'd be like, "Oh, look at the fresh set. Here's what's in my bag."
No baby, but that
No,
will
baby.
change.
No, baby.
I look, I think they're cool. I really like those videos where they show like magic tricks to like the monkeys and the gorillas. And they like freak the fuck out. That's really fun. But actually, when I was very young, I saw a proboscis monkey. You guys know what those are?
No.
No.
I want you guys to look up proboscis monkey. Hannah, please post a proboscis monkey on the Instagram.
Okay. I'm gonna look one up right now because I don't know what you're
It's
talking about.
Troboscis.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. They have the weird fucking noses.
Yeah, so they have the males have a large, like, fleshy kind of nose that inflates, that kind of amplifies their call. And it freaked me out as a kid.
Oh, these dudes.
Yeah.
They're weird looking fuckers.
They are odd. Well, this has been a fun conversation about monkeys,
Yeah.
Yeah, they're fun. I think
but
it
I
was
think
the
it's
San Diego Zoo.
where you got scared.
Yeah. I want to say I was young, and I think I went there with my aunt and my grandma, but I could be wrong. I just
My
remember
monkey
these fucking
trauma
things.
stems from the Rainforest Cafe.
They're not even a real monkey. A
Yeah,
fake
No.
monkey.
that's we talked about this a little
We
bit.
did talk about this. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
couldn't remember if we talked about this on the podcast or not.
I'm just surprised. Look, cause like, wasn't there like a he- I know people are gonna be like, it's not a real gorilla or whatever. But like Mr. Munch from like Chuck E. Cheese scared me more than the stupid like gorillas at the Rainforest Cafe. Not to like belittle your fear, but I guess I am a little bit. Sorry, Anna.
You very much are. They were terrifying to like a 6-year-old
Fair.
because they're very aggressive. They shake trees. I don't know why the animatronic designer decided to make them very aggressive.
I think Frankie, correct me if I'm wrong, but we need to go. There's a Rainforest Cafe at Disney Springs. We need to take Hannah. It's like a bonus episode.
But not
Confront
to
her fear.
Disney, not to Disney, but to the Rainforest Cafe at Disney
Yeah.
Springs.
Well, yeah.
Can't
I
we
mean,
go to the Rainforest Cafe with the boat ride?
Which one's that? Is that the one at the Mall of America?
I don't know where that Rainforest Cafe is, but there's
let
only
me look.
one that has a
It's
boat ride.
Galveston, Texas. The Rainforest
Texas?
River Adventure.
I
Well,
have
we're
to
not
go
going
to
to.
Texas?
We're not going to Texas.
We're not going to Texas. I'd rather go to fucking Florida.
You just go to Atlantic City. There's a Rainforest Cafe in Atlantic City.
Where are all the rainforest rainforest cafe locations? Let me
We're not
look this up.
listing all of them. We're not doing all the
I just want to
locations.
find the closest one to us.
It's Atlantic City.
Disney Springs.
It's not the closest. It's Atlantic City.
No, the closest one is New Jersey.
In Atlantic City.
Oh. Shut up, Frankie. Do you know how many Atlantic cities there are?
Seething.
I can't believe it.
Do you know how many Atlantic cities there are? There are a couple.
There's only one that matters. It's Atlantic City, New Jersey.
Anyway, Frankie, can we talk about the stupid episode now?
Okay, let's talk. We finally reached our next pay-per-view. It's World War III. Don't worry, everyone. Don't panic. We're not actually in World War III in real life. This is WCW's World War III.
Debatable.
We're not there yet.
Yeah, we're not there yet, Amanda. Come on. This is World War III, 1995, from November 26th, 1995, from the Norfolk Scope in Norfolk, Virginia. I do not know how many people bought their tickets. I only have the attendance numbers of how many people were in the seats. There are 12,000 people there, and the stadium has a maximum capacity of 13,800. But I will say, I wonder how many seats were taken up by the fact that there are 3 rings tonight. We have 3 rings for tonight's festivities. We also had 90,000 pay-per-view buys. 90,000 people bought this at home. Down from the 120,000 buys from our last show, Halloween Havoc, our last pay-per-view. People were not sold on World War III.
Yeah, they saw the Yeti and they were just like, "This is
Well,
for Halloween."
listen. When we get to the Yeti, we have a lot to talk about there. Because the Yeti did show up. I don't know if
He
you
looks like a
recognize.
ninja.
Yeah,
I
he's
have
not.
thoughts.
He's not dressed as the Yeti anymore. He's still going as the Yeti.
Also, they call him the Yeti. They don't even say Yeti anymore.
So, only a little bit of news going into this. This was the last Nitro we watched was the first ever Hulk Hogan versus Sting Dream match. And WCW did it to get some ratings up, and it did not work. They lost to Raw, Monday Night Raw, in the ratings that week because WWF did an angle where we talked about this before. Shawn Michaels got beat up by those Marines, remember? For flirting with their girlfriends. And they did a angle where he was in the middle of a match where with Owen Hart, and he collapsed in the middle of the ring, and EMTs came out to walk him out and attend to him. And a lot of people thought it was real, and it was just an angle based off of what happened in Syracuse. And they were saying that he's suffering from post-concussion syndrome issues, and he needed more time off actually from actual post-concussion syndrome issues, but they used it as an angle to write him off TV for a while. And then we still have no word on when or if Randy Savage is going to have surgery for his injury. And guess what? He's going to be waiting longer based on this show. So the World War III opens with a bunch of the participants in the main event battle royal talking about the match and how they're going to win. And they all are asked who they want to throw out first. And they all say they want to throw Disco Inferno out first, except for Sting, who only wants to throw out Ric Flair.
Love the Disco Inferno hate train.
It was everyone. Bad guys, good guys, everyone hates Disco Inferno.
He is in our top 5 horror stories.
That's true. That's true. We get the opening package emphasizing that it is wrestlers from around the world tonight, and there are 3 rings, 3 giants, 1 battle royal. The announced team for the majority of the night is Tony Schiavone and Bobby Heenan. Tony tells us that it is a sold-out capacity crowd. I don't believe that. I don't believe it. Tony says that Hogan is going to win the match tonight, and then Bobby Heenan says it's going to be Savage, and then he says, nah, it's going to... He doesn't say no. He then says it's going to be the Giant, and then he says he's going to tell us who he picks for the winner later. We then go to Mean Gene Okerlund, who is standing with Macho Man Randy Savage, Sting, and Hulk Hogan. Hogan says now he knows who his friends are, and that the dark side is no more. He takes off the black bandana and the black shirt, and he's got the red and yellow on underneath, and he throws all of the black stuff in the trash, and then Sting lights it on fire.
And they almost burned the place down.
There was so much smoke.
Sting actually at one point got a plastic water bottle and poured it onto the fire because I think he was worried.
It was too much.
Yeah,
Worried
Sting
too.
is so concerned about the fire.
They definitely did not test run that at all. They just said, yeah, let's have an uncontrolled fire on live television.
And then Sting is the only one who cares about it.
Hogan says he will always be Sting's friend, and Randy Savage says that Sting is the coolest dude in the world. Hogan pulls out a wrestling newsletter that says Macho Man is hurt, but he clearly isn't hurt. So Sting grabs the newsletter and also throws that into the fire. So they're just adding more fuel. I think that definitely didn't help. And then we get a little rundown of the feud, a little video package between Diamond Dallas Page and Johnny B. Bad, and we learn the stakes of this match. Not only is Johnny B. Bad putting the world television title on the line, in the package we see the Diamond Doll tell DDP to zip it, and that she is putting herself up as a prize in the match because the title is more important to DDP than she is.
Yeah, good for you, Kimberly.
So DDP comes out first with the Diamond Doll and a confetti cannon.
He seems to be treating her better, at least when he's walking out. He does call her bimbo later on, so
He does.
not cool. But at the beginning, I was like, changed man. Somebody's not gonna do your socks and your laundry. All right. This entire time that I'm thinking that, though, I'm also like, this is a guy who made like a rehab facility, and he's actually a great guy. So I kind of want him to win.
I know he's great at playing the bad guy though.
Yeah.
Because you do hate him. Then out comes our world TV champion Johnny B. Bad. His robe says this time that he's in a bad mood. Bad spelled with 2 D's like his name. And he also has some fucking Roman candles. Or are they trying to burn down the scope?
Yeah.
It feels like they were like, look, if we burn the building down, we'll also collect some insurance money. So
if we burn the building down on live TV,
people
or
will buy
live
that.
pay-per-view. Yeah, live pay-per-view. Yeah.
People will buy the replay to see that. So bell rings and our first match starts. DDP pushes Bad into the corner, tells him, take it easy, slow down, and then gives him a slap. And they brawl to the outside. Bad hits a big cross body, but DDP rolls through into a pin. But he then gets picked up into a Samoan drop, and Johnny B. Bad is in control. DDP is pulling on Johnny B. Bad's hair, and he can't take it any longer, so he starts pulling on DDP's hair. But the ref sees Johnny B. Bad pulling on DDP's hair, and DDP rushes him, but Johnny B. Bad dodges. DDP crashes to the outside. And then DDP grabs the Diamond Doll to stop Bad from punching him, and then throws her into Johnny B. Bad. And then sucker punches him, and they go back into the ring. Oh, go on.
This was actually a very like I was engaged watching this fight.
It's better than the last time we saw them wrestle.
Yeah.
Because we have a storyline. We care about Kimberly.
Yeah. I don't care about the 2 dudes. I care about what's happening to the girl.
Once we're back in the ring, DDP hits a big belly-to-back suplex and a reverse pancake, and he asks for the 10 from the Diamond Doll, but she refuses. Then DDP throws Johnny B. Bad into the corner and rushes him. Johnny B. Bad dodges, and DDP crashes shoulder first into the corner. He takes DDP down with a big clothesline, and that gets a 10 from the Diamond Doll. DDP kicks out after a powerbomb, then rolls up Johnny B. Bad with his feet on the ropes, but Bad kicks out. DDP gets the knees up and blocks the Bad mood. Johnny B. Bad hits a tombstone pile driver, but DDP kicks out. Left hand sends DDP to the outside. Johnny B. Bad hits the Bad mood to the outside. DDP rolled back in. Bad hits the springboard leg drop and gets the pin. 1, 2, 3. Johnny B. Bad retains the title, and the Diamond Doll is stunned.
Does she want him? Because her face, she is shocked. She's in disbelief. It is
Aren't they married? Aren't they married?
What did you say?
Aren't they married?
Kimberly and DDP are married in real life.
I knew that, but in story.
In story.
Oh, in story, no, they're not married. I don't think they're married in story. I think they're just together.
But in story, does she even want Johnny B. Bad?
I think she wants to be free
it looks like
from
she's
Dallas.
not interested.
It's not that she's not interested. I think she's like, I think she's conflicted.
I think it was she can't believe that that she's actually free from DDP.
Yeah, that's weird.
So she does go into the ring and hugs him. She hugs Johnny B. Bad, and Johnny B. Bad gives the two of them a 10 plus. And then Mean Gene is on the stage and interviews Johnny B. Bad and Diamond Doll. Johnny B. Bad says that the way DDP treated Diamond Doll is no way to treat a lady, and he's going to teach him what respect is all about. And then right after saying that, Gene goes to ask the Diamond Doll a question, and Johnny B. Bad immediately interrupts her and doesn't let her speak. Johnny B. Bad asks the Diamond Doll if she will be his manager, but says not to make a decision now, take some time and think about it. So we will find out. I think we find out on Nitro or one of the upcoming Nitros if the Diamond Doll is going to stay with Johnny B. Bad. From a pretty good opener into our next match, fucking sucks ass. It's the taped fist challenge.
This was shit. This was such shit. Such shit.
You can only win the taped fist challenge by pinfall or knockout. By the way, I want to ask you guys here. So it's Big Bubba versus Jim Duggan. Who's the good guy here?
I think it's Jim Duggan.
It is Jim Duggan, but you wouldn't know that from the fact that Big Bubba comes out and Jim Duggan fucking attacks him from behind and then wearing a wooden plank as a necklace.
What is up with the wood?
Okay, so Jim Duggan's whole gimmick, he's got two things. He chants USA and he hits people with a giant 2x4.
And he's supposed to be a good guy?
Yeah, he's the good guy, Anna. He's the hero.
Okay. Sure, I guess.
He does get a USA chant going early on. I just would like to also remind everyone, Big Bubba also from the US. So they could be chanting for either of them. Jim Duggan does not behave like a hero. You're right. He comes in, he attacks Big Bubba from behind. He then tries to hit Big Bubba with the plank. And when the referee stops him, he shoves the referee to the ground. And then, when Bubba is sent out of the ring the first time, Jim Duggan yells at the cameraman to get out of his way when the cameraman wasn't even close to him. And then he just starts choking Big Bubba between two of the ring posts of two of the rings. He's an asshole. But like Amanda said, this match is some hot shit. It is garbage. It's just two men punching each other in various rings. So eventually, Big Bubba tapes. He has more tape on him. He tapes Jim Duggan to the top rope and just starts beating on him. And then, like a fucking idiot, he just runs into Duggan's fist. So Duggan takes out Big Bubba after he's freed by the ref. And then VK Wall Street comes down with a chain. But Duggan is trying to cheat again because he has the plank. He hits VK Wall Street with the plank. But Bubba was given the chain by VK Wall Street, and he wrapped it around his fist and punches Duggan with it. And he gets knocked out, and he wins the match. That's it. Nothing. It fucking sucks. Let's go to Mean Gene again. Mean Gene's there with the Nature Boy Ric Flair in a sparkling purple robe.
Love the purple. Love the sparkles.
He's got the robe back. He hasn't had the robe the last couple times we've seen him. He says that this has been his master plan all along. He has all of his enemies in the building, and he is going to rule WCW one more time. And now we got the real main event, guys. It's happened. It's finally here. We got some fucking Japanese women's wrestling. Let's fucking go. It's a tag team match.
Look,
Team one. Oh, sorry, go on. Yes, please.
look,
Amanda.
as soon as these women came out, I knew who was gonna win.
Well, I mean,
There's an obvious size difference, sir.
Bull Nakano is a fucking beast. Bull Nakano, I told you about this last month when we did this, is the woman,
She's
the bigger
dope.
woman with the tall hair.
How
She's
much
dope.
hairspray did she use?
That's gel. That is gel.
That is gel and hairspray and I don't know, everything under the sun.
I will give it up that this is fucking cool. At one point, she there are some women who get thrown by their hair and like spin around the ring before they fucking land. It also looked like it hurt.
So Bull Nakano, the way she talks about her hair is she would shave the sides of her head and then take all of the remaining hair and gel it and then spray it with heavy amounts of hairspray. And then she would also put extensions in there.
That is at least one bottle of Aquanet.
And at like certain points, it would add like the highest I think she got it was an extra 6 inches up.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Bull Nakano's the fucking best. I love her so much. So we have our first team out is Cutie Suzuki and Mayumi Ozaki. They're great, but I mean, they're not gonna beat Akira Hokuto, who comes out in a demon mask, and Bull Nakano, who is bigger than all 3 of the other women put together. Also, just shout out to the WCW graphics team who spelled Bull Nakano's name wrong. They spelled it Bull Nakana. Fuck off. So immediately, Akira attacks the ref so she and Bull can get a cheap shot in, and then they hit a double clothesline and a double big boot. Bull is just, like Amanda said, tossing Ozaki around by her hair. And then Akira gets tagged in, hits a top rope elbow, and then this is one of the things I love about these wrestlers specifically. We see a lot of the time in the men's matches, when they have the long epic matches, they do the rest holds and they just kind of sit there and it's boring as shit. But when Akira comes in, she locks Ozaki in an octopus stretch and then taunts Cutie Suzuki, her tag partner, on the apron by like waving Ozaki's hand in front of her and then pulling it away before they can get the tag and slapping Cutie's hand away and just taunting everybody. That's what you do in a rest hold. You got to add some character to it. Bull comes in and just starts biting Ozaki's fingers. Ozaki finally is able to get some offense in. She springboards off the ropes, takes out Akira, hits a DDT, and tags in Cutie. We get a double single leg Boston Crab from Cutie and Ozaki on Bull and Akira. Bull then gets grabbed by Ozaki and Cutie rushes her, but Bull gets out of the way and Cutie takes out her partner. Bull hits a devastating powerbomb and then goes for a moonsault. But Cutie rolls out of the way, and then Cutie and Ozaki hit a series of diving foot stomps from the top rope onto Bull. They then go for a double suplex, but Bull Nakano stops it and suplexes both of them at the same time. Ozaki then hits a killer half Nelson suplex onto Akira, and then Akira hits her with a dragon suplex. Akira hits Ozaki and Cutie with a drop kick and takes them both out with a flip splash on the outside. Akira comes in and Bull comes in, puts Ozaki on her shoulders, and Akira hits a clothesline. Clotheslines Ozaki off of Bull's shoulders, which is a move called the Doomsday Device. Cutie breaks up the pin, however, but then Cutie is taken out. Bull goes up top, hits the guillotine leg drop onto Ozaki as Akira holds Cutie on the ring apron and forces her to watch the pin. What a fucking match. Ugh. Amazing.
It was the most entertaining one of the night.
Everything else is kind of downhill from here in ring.
It's downhill from here real fast.
There's one more match that I enjoyed watching, but like not as much as I enjoyed watching this. So Mean Gene comes out again. He has Jimmy Hart and Lex Luger. Hart's out there mocking Randy Savage as Lex is sucking all the charisma and joy out of the building.
He is so clearly reading from a teleprompter.
He looks down the whole time. Lex!
I hate this man. I hate him with a burning passion.
He just is like the worst.
He is the worst.
Also, at the beginning, he starts to like flex his pecs, and I just wanted to vomit.
He's so oiled up too. All right, our next match, the U.S. title match. It is Chris Benoit, newest member of the Four Horsemen,
Boo!
against U.S. champion Kenzuki Sasaki. I did say we'll talk about this match. I'm not going to go into too much detail about it.
I didn't watch this match.
I assumed you wouldn't. I'm going to say this. Look, I don't know much about Kenzuki Sasaki. We've seen a couple of his matches, and they've been pretty enjoyable. Benoit, as an in-ring performer, is seen as one of the better in-ring performers of his era. The problem with this match is it is only 10 minutes, which you would think is good because, short match. The problem is they treat it like it is a longer 20, 25-minute match. It starts off really slow, which is fine in a 20 to 25-minute match. But because it's only 10 minutes, it makes the pacing feel really off. Because they start off slow, and then all of a sudden, it just kind of picks up out of nowhere and ends. Which can be fun. But it felt like kind of unearned here, because there's not a lot of high-impact moves to end the match. At some point, Sasaki gets sent out of the ring. Benoit hits a suicide dive, throws Sasaki into the apron, then back into the ring where he hits a snap suplex. Sonny Ono, at this point, joins the commentary team and says that he has worked out a deal with Bobby Heenan regarding Starrcade, so we're going to learn about that in the coming weeks. Benoit hits 2 rolling Germans, but Sasaki escapes the third. Sasaki goes for a tombstone. Benoit reverses it into his own. He goes up top, hits Air Canada, but doesn't go for the pin immediately, so when he does get it, Sasaki kicks out. Benoit hits the Super Frankensteiner on Sasaki. Sasaki kicks out of that pin attempt, and then Sasaki, out of nowhere, hits a huge one-arm powerbomb, a big clothesline, then a brain buster for the pin, and Kenzuki Sasaki is still our United States heavyweight champion. Back to Mean Gene. He is doing a lot of fucking work tonight. He is there with the Taskmaster, Jimmy Hart, and the Giant. Taskmaster says that Hogan, Sting, all 3 of the Friends. I think he forgot about Macho Man somehow. And again, I want to say, I like Kevin Sullivan. I think he's a good wrestler. He's a good character. It's kind of hard to sell that you are a Satanist in charge of this monstrous cult when you have the thickest Boston accent in the world.
Honestly, it's the yellow for me.
It's also the bright yellow. Mean Gene says that the Dungeon of Doom might crumble tonight because they all want the title and are in the match. Giant cuts a promo. In the middle of the promo, he goes through puberty, so that was fun. That was fun for him. Good job. Big voice crack from the Giant. He also drops another poem, and I wrote it down this time. I wrote the poem down this time, guys.
Good.
All right, here we go. This is the Giant's poem. Oh, sorry, yes?
I don't want to hear it, Frankie.
No, we got to hear it. We got to let the people know about the poem. All right, here we go. Roses are red, violets are blue. I'm going to kick your butt to Kalamazoo. That was poetry time with the Giant.
10 out of 10.
Hope we get some more poems from the big man himself. You didn't like the big man's poem?
Look, I'm all about him kicking Hulk Hogan, the asshole's ass. I don't need to hear your poetry. I don't
You worked hard on that poetry.
I don't like normal poetry just in general. Like I feel like I'm very critical of my poets, and this man's not it. Sorry. I need Shel Silverstein. Where the sidewalk ends.
He needs to take a class, I think.
Yeah.
Work on it a little bit.
Maybe next time he can give us a haiku.
Oh, next time is at Starrcade, all about Japan versus WCW. So
It'd be on theme.
We go back to commentary. We get a hype package recap of the Lex Luger versus Randy Savage feud. And we get Mean Gene with Randy Savage. Randy Savage says what it is what it is, and his personality is to be jittery. It's part of his charm.
Oh, this was an interview.
He says that he is the total package. Gene asks him about his injured arm, and Randy Savage says that he is 1,000,000%, which is better than 100%. And mathematically, I think he's right. I think he's
I
correct on that.
guess.
Dude, you're broken.
He's so broken.
You're broken. Rest. Go rest.
We hear pomp and circumstance. We get Macho Man coming out to the ring. What do we think about the Macho Man's outfit? He's not in the black and white anymore.
I like the Barbie pink.
Look, I like it. There's a small part of me that misses the black and white a little bit. Just a small part.
A little bit missing the black and white from the Macho Man.
I think he needed to incorporate a little bit more black. I think it needed to be a subtle shift.
Well,
I just think black's his color.
It does work for him. It does work.
Black and like a lime green, I think would be awesome.
Oh, that'd
Yeah.
be a good look for him.
Yeah, I think it'd be great.
I don't know if he ever does. I can picture him in a lime green outfit. I don't know if that is old WWE or in WCW.
Anna, please put if you can find a lime green outfit.
Okay.
All right.
Not that he's wearing that in this pay-per-view.
No, but just to verify my claim that I think it would suit him.
So unfortunately for us, two unfortunately's for us here tonight, guys. This is a Randy Savage match against Lex Luger. And second, unfortunately, this is one of two Lex Luger matches tonight. We get to see him again a second time. Savage attacks Luger as soon as he gets in the ring, and he just is choking him in any way that he can. Luger finally gets a boot up, but can't take advantage, and is taken down by a clothesline immediately. We go to the outside. Luger's thrown into the guardrail. Back in the ring, Savage goes up top and hits the elbow drop, but Jimmy Hart is distracting the referee, and so we do not get a pin count. Savage goes to throw Luger at Jimmy, but Jimmy Hart dodges out of the way, and Luger is just thrown to the floor and into the guardrail. Luger is finally able to get some offense in and throws Savage into one of the ring aprons. And then, guys, more devastating news for you on the Lex Luger front. On the next episode of Nitro, Lex Luger will be teaming with Sting.
I hope Sting does most of the work.
Sting turns on him.
A spoiler, Franklin.
I don't think it's a spoiler. I don't know if that happens or not. We go back into the so Lex Luger locks in the torture rack on Randy Savage on the outside, throws him back into the ring, and then starts pulling on the injured arm, and Savage passes out from the pain, and Lex Luger gets the win, but he won't let go of the hold. Sting runs down to the ring and starts talking to Luger, and Luger finally lets go and leaves, reminiscent of when Sting had Flair in the Scorpion Deathlock, and Luger convinced him to let go.
In this moment, Sting just looks like a dad disciplining his toddler.
Yeah, he's like, don't let me tell your mom. I'll tell your mom. Let him go. Let him go.
Your mom sees this.
Yeah.
I
She's
can't
gonna
save
be
you.
real upset. No Skittles for you.
That's what he told him. We didn't hear what he said. That's actually what he said to Lex.
That's canon.
Mm-hmm.
We get a recap package now for Sting versus Flair. Sting promises that if he locks in the Scorpion Deathlock tonight, he will not let go. We also get some of the worst artwork I've ever fucking seen in my life. Someone drew Sting and Flair, supposedly. This is official. This is like part of the official package that they put together. And it's just Flair looks just like a random blonde man. And the Sting they have is just a dude wearing face paint. It looks nothing like either one of them. But Ric Flair comes out first. We get full robe and pyro for the Nature Boy. And then Sting is out, bright white tights, blue and yellow in the face paint. What do we think of Sting's look tonight?
He has a jacket on. And it's kind of giving Matador.
Flair woos at Sting as he gets into the ring, and then the match starts. They stare each other down, inches apart, face to face. Flair starts wagging his finger in Sting's face, and Sting goes to bite him. He blocks one of Flair's punches, punches Flair out of the ring, and Flair runs into a different ring. Sting follows him, hits a big press slam. Flair begs off and then pokes Sting in the eye. Sting fires back with a big clothesline, mounted punches in the corner. It's all 10 of them, then a beauty of a drop kick, and Flair escapes again into the third ring. And then I'm angry. I forgot about this, actually, until I got here in my notes. And now I remember why I was angry watching this match. Because I was like, it's Sting and Ric Flair. It's not like they put on a bad match. No, Colonel Rob Parker and Sister Sherry just come down to the ring and start kissing. And we watch this instead of watching Sting and Ric Flair.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna do something. Obviously, they directed the camera to them. I was like, oh, well, they're gonna like somehow interfere with this match accidentally, maybe. But no.
No, they're
No.
just on a date.
Was this supposed to be a reminder that they existed?
I think so.
Because no one cares
Honestly.
about this storyline.
Why? But, like, here's the thing. They had other matches that don't matter as much. Like, why didn't they do this during the fucking tape fist match? Why'd they have to interrupt Sting and Flair? But back to the match. Sting clotheslines Flair out of the ring. Flair wanders ringside as Sting is waiting for him. Flair gets back in, they lock up. Flair hits a cheap shot, tries to pull Sting down and chop him, but it does nothing. Sting hits another big press slam as Flair escapes back to the original ring. We're back on the outside. Sting goes for the Stinger Splash, but Flair dodges and he goes rib first into the guardrail. Flair goes to grab a steel chair, but the referee, Nick Patrick, takes it away from him. So Flair cheats a different way by raking Sting's eyes. But Sting starts shaking off the chops again and starts choking Flair. And as the referee is trying to stop Sting from choking Flair, Flair punches Sting right in the dick behind the ref's back. And this is where we again see the Colonel Rob Parker and Sister Sherry. And they're just sitting there watching the match. And then we don't see them again. They're gone. They fucked off afterwards. Flair hits the big knee drop to Sting's head and starts strutting. And Flair is targeting Sting's legs so he can lock in the figure 4 leg lock. He does get it. He starts punching Sting's knee and then slapping Sting in the face, which is a mistake because it fires Sting up. He turns the hold, and Flair is forced to break it. Sting gets a backslide, but Flair kicks out, and Sting takes another series of chops, and it does nothing to him, so Flair bails. Another press slam, 2 clotheslines, but Flair stops the momentum by poking Sting in the eye. He goes up top, gets caught, thrown to the floor, into the corner to the ringside, clotheslined, more mounted punches. Flair stops it again, but Sting puts Flair up top, hits the superplex, locks in the Scorpion Deathlock, and Flair gives up. And then Sting lets go. Shouldn't have let go, Sting. You promised you wouldn't. The rest of the show, and I think this would have been an improvement over the main event, should have just been Sting with the Scorpion Deathlock locked in for 30 minutes. Show ends. We open Nitro. Sting still got the Deathlock in on Flair.
That would have been good.
Instead, we get the World War III Battle Royal. We get another recap package of the Dungeon of Doom versus Hulk Hogan, the State of the World title, and the World War III Battle Royal. As we come back, we're told that the fans are doing the wave, which is and they're excited. Like the commentary team's like, yeah, they're doing the wave, guys. No, the wave is the surefire sign a crowd is not into what is going on. No one's doing the wave when they're locked in on the entertainment.
That is fair. At BTS this past Sunday, we did the wave waiting for BTS.
Mm-hmm.
That was it.
But when they came out and started performing, no one's
Yeah,
doing
nobody
the
gave
wave.
a fuck.
Because they are
Yeah.
locked in on the show.
Exactly.
The Mean Gene's here with Hulk Hogan. He rips the shirt off, and his body for this part of the show was so oddly shaped and disgusting in color. It was gross. What was going on with his whole upper body? It was
His
weird
spray
looking.
tan got messed up.
But it wasn't just that. It was like the spray tan was bad, but like his torso was like sticking out and his stomach was in and ugh, disgusting. But the fans are like loudly booing Hulk Hogan the entire promo.
As they should.
So we get 2 more commentary teams for this match. We get Team 2, which is Dusty Rhodes and Eric Bischoff, and Team 3, Chris Cruz and Larry Zbyszko. I have no idea who the fuck Chris Cruz is, so who cares? Let's talk about this. So we have all 60 men making their way to the ring. I
Who is
named all of them
everyone rooting for?
Sting. I didn't remember who won. I was rooting for Sting.
Amanda.
Who were you rooting for?
I mean, I also was rooting for Sting, but I would settle for Macho Man Randy Savage.
Spoiler alert, Macho Man wins the match. We'll
Yeah.
get to that.
Yeah.
Personally, I was rooting for Super Assassin number 2.
Super Assassin number 2. Fuck you, Super Assassin number 1. Get out of here. Listen, okay. We've watched the Royal Rumble together, which is 30 men, not 60. But the way the Royal Rumble works, for those of you listening who might not watch wrestling, and maybe even watch the Royal Rumble, you start with 2 men in the ring, and then every minute and a half to 2 minutes, depending on the year, a new person runs down and joins the match. And you have
I
various
have heard
numbers.
the Royal Rumble described as a fashion show for wrestling.
It is. But basically, you have anywhere from 2 to usually like 10 or 12. 12 is usually the max amount of people you're going to have in the ring at a time. And there's a reason for that. We get all 60 men making their way to the ring at the same time.
There was no space in those rings, and I was so confused because they had 3 screens.
Yes,
Like,
so
I didn't know where to look. I felt, look, I have ADHD. This was my worst nightmare.
You can't tell. So first of all, we'll start from the beginning. They're all walking down to the ring in a single file line like fucking dorks.
Some PA backstage had to line them all up.
That would be the worst job.
And some of them are not listening.
No, God no. Hulk Hogan comes out last, and you can hear the boos again. You do get to see, though, as Hulk Hogan's making his way in, Brian Pillman mocking Hulk Hogan, which was a nice touch. Thanks, Brian. The match starts, and they set off more pyro, and fire comes out of the ring posts. And then, like Amanda said, it's all 60 men in the ring. Well, they're not all in the one ring at the same time. It's 20 men in each ring, because there are 3 rings. But because there are 3 rings, they want to show you what's happening in each ring. So they do 3 mini screens within your screen to show all 3 rings at the same time. You can't pay attention to one because there's so much happening. And also, the screens are so fucking small, you can't, and there's so many people in the rings, you can't see what's going on at all.
The rings were not built for 20 people.
So essentially the rules are that once ring 2 and ring 3 get down to 10 people, those next 10, the 10 remaining, are supposed to go into ring 1. So at like one point in the match, ring 1 is just like overflowing with people when ring 2 empties out. But then ring 3 still has more than 10 people in it, so it's a fucking mess. I can't really talk about the match because it's impossible to keep track of anything that's going on. At one point, we learn that the Yeti has been eliminated.
It's in like under a minute.
Yeah, he's eliminated almost immediately. And the Yeti, if we remember from Halloween Havoc, is not a Yeti. He is a mummy. But this
Not
time,
anymore.
he's not a mummy anymore. He is a giant ninja.
Is there a reason he's not a toilet paper mummy now?
I don't know. I couldn't find anything.
Because I kept waiting for the toilet paper to walk out, and it never walked out.
They just like so here's what I was able to find, right? The guy who plays the Yeti in the mummy outfit, it's the same guy both times. But the guy who plays him is named Ron Reese. Originally, the Yeti was supposed to be played by a guy who wrestled as Giant Gonzalez before. But Giant Gonzalez got sick the night of Halloween Havoc. And so Ron Reese had to become the Yeti in the Mummy. But Ron Reese was supposed to debut at World War III as the third giant. Remember, they keep saying there's 3 giants. There's not. There's only 2. It's the giant and the Yeti. Ron Reese was supposed to be the third giant as a giant ninja, but they made him into the Yeti in the Mummy outfit. And then they're like, fuck it, you can be the ninja again, but we're not going to change your name. You're just
Okay.
the Yeti still. And then eventually he is going to change his name. And he's going to become. Well, what do you think his name's going to be?
I assume he's going to go back to what he was originally supposed to be.
Yeah. So he is going to become. He's going to work as the Yeti for a little bit. And then his name is going to become Super Giant Ninja.
No.
Yeah, that's his name.
I hate this.
Super
I'm done. I'm checking out.
I
Giant.
was just about to say WCW gave up and didn't care, but they really gave up and didn't care.
So I don't know if we ever get to see more of him as Super Giant Ninja. I don't think we do.
I don't want to.
We do get to see more of him later on in a different gimmick. Completely. With a normal name. Be happy about that, I guess. He gets eliminated. So the announcers keep having to announce who was eliminated because you can't tell who's been eliminated because you can't see anything.
We get like a third of the eliminations announced.
Yeah. Ring 2. Also, by the way, they're switching between announce teams the entire time. And every time they switch to a new announce team, the new announce team has like just enough time to tell us who's been eliminated before they have to switch to the next announce team. And at some point, so ring 2 goes down to 10 men, and they all go into the first ring. And then at this point, we're just like counting who's in the ring. Like, is there 10 people in? Maybe so. Ring 3, they get down to 10, and they're supposed to go into ring 1, so they don't. So, but they don't go in right away. So we're stuck with all 3 cameras still. But at this point, because there's only 2 rings active, the 2 rings the top 2 cameras are just showing Randy Savage beating up DDP from different angles.
It could be worse. We
Fair.
at least get to see Randy Savage.
That's true. That's true. We finally get all in one ring, and we're down to 1 camera, so we're just the normal ring shot. Problem is, still impossible to see because there are 30 men in the ring at one time. The camera
At one point, a stretcher is brought out for someone.
Yes, okay. So the camera at this point.
Who got hurt?
I'll get to that. So the next thing is like the camera is showing us so little. We cannot tell if anyone's been eliminated. So it's just Tony Schiavone constantly going, I don't know if this guy's been eliminated or not. And then all of a sudden he says, and Scott Armstrong here being put onto a gurney and taken out of the arena. And then we see this guy with a fucking neck brace on a gurney just being rolled past the camera.
I've never seen that man before in my life.
His name is Scott Armstrong. He's not important. Like, he's important to the overall history of wrestling, but not anymore. And I think it was just an injury angle.
They were very calm, so I didn't think anyone was actually hurt.
But it's wild to be watching this, and then all of a sudden, this dude's being taken out in a stretcher. By the way, I don't think I know this. This match is for the world title. This is how we're determining our world champion. So we learned that Lex Luger has been standing on the outside for most of this match to avoid being eliminated, which is actually a smart move. And I'm sickened that they made Lex do this because like I don't want to give him a compliment.
That was probably in his contract.
He's like, I'm not working 2 matches, guys.
Also, at one point, I don't know when, it's before the stretcher is seen. The giant is petting Sting on the head.
I didn't see that.
Like they were fighting, but it just looks like he's petting Sting's head, and it was hilarious.
Other problem with this match, by the way, well, other of many problems, is Sting or the Giant repeatedly picks people up. So in the match, your goal is to eliminate your opponent by throwing them over the top rope onto the floor. The Giant, because he's fucking 7 feet tall, is repeatedly picking people up near the ropes and just not throwing them over. Like I get you have to have they have eliminations plotted out and who's going to eliminate who to make storylines go forward. Just stop picking people up then, guy, dude. You're so tall.
If you're gonna do it to the people who do not matter.
Yeah. Do it to Scott Armstrong. He's fine. Disco gets eliminated, and I couldn't tell who it was until they like mentioned it was Disco later on. But he gets eliminated, and we just get a long shot of his ass because his tights say "your booty." Then Macho Man leaves the ring to chase Lex Luger around. They end up in one of the other rings, and Savage is just beating Lex Luger's ass. Then we go to Johnny B. Bad, who eliminates DDP, but as DDP is falling out of the ring, he pulls Johnny B. Bad out with him, and he is eliminated as well. And then Flair is holding Sting in the corner, and Arn Anderson goes to attack Sting, but Sting dodges out of the way, and Arn Anderson accidentally eliminates Ric Flair, and then Arn is eliminated by Hogan, and Flair throws a fucking temper tantrum on the outside. And Luger, Sting, and Hogan go. We're down to, this is who's left now. It's Lex Luger, Sting, Hulk Hogan, the Giant, Randy Savage, and One Man Gang. A man we've not seen before. I know One Man Gang. He's a wrestler for a while at this point, but like he hasn't been on Nitro at all building up to this show.
Really wish he would have won out of the blue.
It's so funny. So Luger, Sting, and Hogan are going to eliminate the Giant. And Hogan ends up eliminating Sting, Luger, and the Giant. As the referee, by the way, this is a match with 30 people, and there's only one referee, apparently. There's like 60 people, and apparently only one ref. Because the ref is watching as Randy Savage eliminates the One Man Gang. As that is happening, the Giant pulls Hogan under the bottom rope. So he's not technically eliminated, but the referee looks around, sees that Hogan is on the outside, and assumes that he was thrown over the top. Savage has won the match. So our new World Heavyweight Champion is the Macho Man, Randy Savage. Hulk Hogan hears this announcement as he slams the Giant on the outside. He runs back into the ring and tries to explain to the ref that he didn't go over the top. And Bobby Heenan on commentary says, "Who cares?" Then calls Hogan a spoiled brat. Hogan is trying to get the fans to cheer for him so they'll continue the match, but they boo him. At one point, Tony Schiavone's like, "We all saw it. Hulk Hogan was pulled under the bottom rope. You saw it, Bobby." And Bobby goes, "I didn't see it. He was eliminated. I didn't see it."
Bobby is us.
Randy Savage is the winner. I didn't see anything. They officially give Randy Savage the title. Hogan grabs the mic, starts crying again. Savage says that he and Hogan are friends, but what it is what it is, all right? That's how I live my life, is what he says. Hogan asks the fans if he went under the bottom, and you can hear them all say no. The fans hate this guy. Savage says this is his dream ever since he came to the WCW, and if there is a dark cloud hanging over it, that's not cool. But he wants to see the film. And Mean Gene says that they will see the film on Nitro the next night, and says he deserves a shot at the belt, and then they shake hands and hug. And we go to the commentary team. Bobby is like, "Oh no, Tony is like, what's gonna happen? How will this be resolved?" And Bobby Heenan is insistent that, look, hey, maybe he did get pulled under the bottom rope, but the referee has the final call. So you know what? He lost, and our world champion is the Macho Man Randy Savage. Hulk Hogan's just being a big baby about it, and we go off the air. That is the end of the show.
That was a 3-hour long pay-per-view.
Most of them are about that length. And this one wasn't. This one was also like bad. So that's the end. That's the end. Match of the night and MVP.
Match of the night was the female wrestlers.
It sure fucking was, man.
Yeah,
You're
it definitely
damn
was.
right.
I'm not gonna argue. I also said it was the girly pops.
It's also my match of the night. Like, I wasn't gonna say that.
MVP. Look, I really cared about her. Can I make Kimberly my MVP?
Hey, if Kimberly's pulling it off and you really care about her, yeah, you can make her the MVP.
I was like, girl, just leave that toxic relationship.
My MVP was Kensuke, again, because he got to beat up Ugly Murderer.
Kensuke Sasaki. All right, MVP.
No, wait. No.
Oh, wait, are you changing it?
My MVP is gonna be the Japanese wrestler with the hair sticking up. She was really good.
Bull Nakano? Bull Nakano is the MVP.
Yeah.
My MVP is also gonna be Bull Nakano, because without that match, I mean, Sting and Flair was good, but they kind of ruined it. Like, it's not Sting and Flair's fault, but they ruined it with the Rob Parker Sister Sherry shit. So, like, without the women's match, what a fucking dreary show this would have been. Although, you know, honorable mention to Kimberly for making us care about a match that we all didn't like earlier on in this project.
No, I hated Johnny B. Bad, and I hated Diamond Dallas Page. Not in real life because he's a good guy. But I really didn't care. And then, I cared about Kimberly's well-being.
Like, there was tea. She dropped some piping hot tea in that package.
Yeah. And I know it's all fake, but man, there's something about a woman dropping bombs that really just gets me going.
Also, her fit, like, she had a checker print jacket.
Yeah, no,
she's choker. I was like, oh my goodness, it's giving Fran Fine, and I love it.
Yeah,
you're gonna get a lot of women dropping bombs in the future.
Good.
Okay, cool.
So that means at the end of each pay-per-view, we're keeping track of who is the running MVP of each year of WCW. And at the end of each pay-per-view, we'll give an update. And this is the second to last one for 1995. We only have one more pay-per-view for 1995. So the current MVP of WCW in 1995, with 7 votes, it's narrow, is Eddie Guerrero.
Okay.
Eddie Guerrero has 7 votes, and tied for second with 6 votes apiece is Randy Savage and Sting.
All right, that's fair.
That's a good top 3.
Yeah.
It is. It is a good top 3. I think the only one who's close, who will not get any more votes, unfortunately, is Sabu.
Yeah.
Sabu had 5 votes, but he's no longer with the company, so sorry, Sabu.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is it for this episode. Next week, we're back with Scooby-Doo, and it's one of mine. One of the ones I signed up for, so we are doing Chill Out Scooby-Doo. We're gonna see an actual Yeti, guys. You know,
It's not me, is it?
it's me. I said that.
Oh, thank God. Uh,
You're next month, Amanda.
what's next month?
Scooby Doo and the Goblin King.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I think that's the
Tim
other Tim
Curry is
Curry.
back.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
other Tim Curry one. Yeah.
I picked it because I mean, I love Labyrinth. I know
Yeah.
that's not.
It's
I
not
know
what
that.
it is, but
Yeah, I know that's not what it is, but
all right. So that will be next week. Chill out, Scooby Doo. I think if anything else anyone would like to say before we wrap this up.
no.
All
I
right,
just
let's go to
wasted
the
like
end.
3 hours of my life.
All right,
So
let's go to the end then.
yeah.
As we're recording, we're on YouTube and Spotify. If you're listening to us on YouTube, remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. You know when each and every episode is uploaded. If you're listening to us on Spotify, remember to leave a rating and a review and follow the show. No matter where you're listening, remember to share this with someone who you think might like what we are doing over here on Nothing to See Here. If you would like to send us an email where you can ask us some questions, you can give us some episode topics, you can just give us some general commentary about what we're doing, you can send us an email over to
Nothing to see here podcast at gmail.com. As always, here is spelled Hear.
If you would like to see some great artwork done by Amanda, some funny memes created by Hannah, you can see images of the things that we discuss about in each and every episode. You can find all of that and more over on our Instagram page, which is.
Nothing to see here pod.
And that is all of the business taken care of. So saying goodbye and good night, it's Frankie.
Hannah.
I'm gonna go listen to BTS and watch some One Piece.
Bye, everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye.